morning. I'm Cindy Stotler. I'm the director of the City of Phoenix Housing Department, and I'm very pleased to welcome you to the grand opening of Aeroterra. I'd like to thank Principal Grafe and the Edison Elementary School band, choir, cheerleaders, and guitar players for our opening entertainment. Edison Elementary School is a neighborhood gym located directly north of Aeroterra and in walking distance for our school-age children. They are here with enrollment packets today. If anyone would like to enroll, please join me in thanking the Aeroterra's children. Thank you. Aeroterra is the redevelopment of the Frank Luke Addition public housing community formerly located on this site. The Frank Luke Addition was a 138-unit public housing property built in the 1950s. That barracks-style housing was functionally obsolete. You can see some of the before pictures in our storyboards over here to the side. Thanks to a $20 million Hope 6 grant award from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, that obsolete housing is now a modern and sustainable mixed-income community. The City of Phoenix Housing Department cannot win grants from HUD or redevelop housing on this scale without the support of our mayor and city council. We are truly blessed with elected officials who fully support the Housing Department's mission. No one is more supportive of affordable housing and neighborhood revitalization than our mayor, Greg Stanton. He is truly engaged in all the city's programs that better the lives of our residents. We are honored to have him here today for this occasion. Please welcome Mayor Stanton.
All right. Thank you, Cindy, very much. He's a great housing director for the city. What an awesome day in the city of Phoenix here in Garfield, one of the best neighborhoods in our entire city. 'Tis the season. What beautiful gifts that we have here today. First, we have the gift of the talented kids from Edison School back there, the singers and performers and cheerleaders. They got to be freezing. Great, great school. What great gifts we have for this community, our community, because great affordable housing, great public housing changes the lives of people, the young people that will be living in these units, the stability that provides them. It'll allow them to do better in school, in health, higher graduation rates. All the positive things that we want to happen in people's lives can happen when they have stable housing. And we're lucky that this project, we are so fortunate this project is happening here in Garfield, represented by Vice Mayor Kate Gallego, and I see the recovering councilman in the audience too, Michael Johnson. Both have been passionate advocates for the continued revitalization of this great neighborhood in the heart of our city. The city is committed to providing great quality housing to people of all incomes, regardless of current housing situation. What I love about Aeroterra, it's going to have units dedicated to people who currently are homeless, people currently experiencing homelessness, many chronic homeless, meaning they've been on the street for a year or more. Imagine going from that experience to this beautiful housing. What an incredible change, positive change. And Aeroterra thought of everything in terms of providing services right here on site so that people who happen to be experiencing homelessness will have all the support that they need to break the cycle of homelessness. It's a beautiful gift that this is a multi-generational project with senior housing already done in phase 1. The seniors be able to interact with the young people that are going to be here in phase 2 and 3, the 130 additional units, to benefit from their life experiences, to create as much interaction between the seniors here on site and young people. What a beautiful gift, not only to those young people, to the city as a whole. So I'm grateful today. I'm grateful to HUD and Ms. Gallegos, the support that HUD has given to this project. I'm going to say a little prayer that with the changes January 20th, that HUD continues to support great projects like this here in Garfield and Central Phoenix. It's important that they continue to do so because these projects will change lives. And we're so thankful. It's a great gift to the city of Phoenix and all of Arizona that we have a caring and compassionate state housing director who gets it. Mike Traylor, let's give a big round of applause, because this wouldn't have happened without the support of the state housing department. We are so appreciative. And of course, we're most appreciative, and we're going to hear from one or more of the residents here at Aeroterra, because I know that these residents are going to take great care of their homes. There are new homes right here in the heart of the city. They're going to be active residents not only on site here, but reaching out to support Edison School, reaching out to support the local businesses. And I know the local businesses, which are such an anchor here in Garfield, are a big reason why this project is going to be successful. We owe a huge special thank you to St. Luke's Hospital. Talk about an anchor in a community. What a great anchor that we are so lucky to have here right in the heart of our city. This is truly a great day in our city. Some may have been skeptical when the city made the decisions it did with regard to Frank Luke. Were you ever going to replace those units? Are you really going to do it? Well, today we're doing it. This is phase 2 and 3, 130 units of great quality housing for families of mixed income, including people experiencing homelessness. We've already completed phase 1. Phase 4 is coming. I think when it's all said and done, over 250 units of great housing for the people of Phoenix. So for that reason, it's going to be an awesome holiday season. All of these great gifts for myself as mayor, for the vice mayor, and for the people of the city. Aeroterra, we are glad that you are here. It's my honor now to bring to the podium. She represents this area, represents it well, a passionate advocate of bringing together a variety of interests in the community, the schools, the existing neighborhoods, government services, the nonprofit community. She's the reason why this was selected as a choice neighborhood. Our Vice Mayor, Kate Gallego.
Thank you so much. It is fabulous to be with you here today. I have the pleasure of representing this area, which means that I get to be the councilwoman for the Stars. Thank you so much to Edison Elementary for starting us off with a bang. We have a fabulous community, and I'm so glad that you all could be here with us here today to see what is happening in this community. Does it look wonderful or what? A job well done by so many of you here today. Thank you for taking your time to get the little details and the big plan right. This was a long time in the making, and I want to thank Councilman Michael Johnson, my predecessor, as well, for his leadership in this area. Thank you to Councilman Johnson for joining us here today. And not only do I get to represent this area, but I also get to chair the housing subcommittee and work with our housing director, Cindy Stotler. So thank you to Cindy for making this happen, as well as our great team at the housing department and their leadership. We have our city manager here today, as well as our deputy city manager who oversees this area. So a job well done by Team Phoenix. And it definitely has been a team effort from departments looking at everything from sustainability to the type of relationship we have with the school and the neighborhood. So thank you to all of our city employees. If you are a city employee who worked on this, could you raise your hand so we could recognize you? Or if you are a city employee, could you raise your hand so we could recognize you? It really has been a partnership as we've done community meetings. The residents have had high standards for all of us, and we've brought in departments that you might not always expect, from our police department on the public safety side to our environmental folks, to make sure that we get this right. And so I think today we have a lot to celebrate, because we had high aspirations, and we did it. As I've been the council person for this area, I've heard from a lot of people who grew up in this area, in Frank Luke and others, and who said, I have such fond memories, but it's ready for reinvestment. You guys got to get it right. And we hope we have risen to the high standards our community expected from us, and the high standards befitting the history of this area. I think most folks know that it was named for Frank Luke Jr., a World War I ace fighter pilot. So one of our great proud Phoenicians, who was known for shooting down the bad guys, and as well as their observation balloons. He apparently had quite a record in very difficult situations as a pilot. And so we honor him and his family today. Some folks may know the Luke family from their car dealerships, so they are still very involved in our community today. The site has history that goes long before World War II, so much of early Phoenix has its root in this area, and even prehistoric Phoenix. We are on the outskirts of a large Hohokam village, La Ciudad, that had numerous important historical sites, and the city archaeology office was very involved in making sure that we preserved that and protected that history. We also are protecting some of the more recent history, and behind me you see a historical building that has found a new use as a community center, family center that will have early education, parent programs, a training kitchen. We're going to be doing healthy eating and nutrition. Fit Phoenix is very much a part of this program, which is the city's initiative to make sure we have healthy communities. So check out the walking trail as well as the exercise facilities while you are here. It really brings together both our past and our future. We have Aero in the name for a nod to Frank Luke Jr., as well as our location by the airport, and Terra, a nod to the Hohokams, and coming together with our roots as well as our future. This is an area where the city is making a lot of investments, and we've partnered with St. Luke's and others. They're doing investments around biomedical jobs and healthcare jobs, and we're hoping that we'll be able to expand the biomedical campus in our downtown with our great universities all the way through this area to have a biomedical corridor, which will include employment opportunities for people who are at this community. So it will be very much part of our high-tech future as well as our roots in the community. And we have high-tech buildings befitting that high-tech future. So we are very energy efficient here. Thank you to our partners at APS who helped us get the maximum energy efficiency rebate for this project. It has very high sustainability ratings and is an enterprise green community. You can check out the solar panels in the parking lots. The windows are high-tech, the air conditioners, 15 SEER AC units. We'll have some residents moving from units that didn't have air conditioning. So this summer, I think we'll have a few smiles on people's faces as they enjoy the upgrade. Energy Star appliances, including washers and dryers, which we heard over and over in the community meetings, were a high priority. We have green grass, synthetic, and we have a beautiful community garden. So thank you to our national service and volunteers at the City of Phoenix for being partners on that. We're also very involved in recycling at the facility, which is not true of every multifamily facility in Phoenix, so it will help us reach the city's ambitious sustainability goals, including 40% diversion. So very green, very high tech. And a lot of that really was based on the demand from our residents who wanted the very best. I hope you'll get to take a tour and see these great amenities and enjoy the outdoor community spaces, places to play. It's a very successful project. I want to thank our financial partners, our construction partners, design partners. It really has been a great group effort. I also understand it's the grand finale project for Barbara Gallegos from HUD. So we are very glad that she could be here with us today. I think this is a good one to go out on, and I hope whoever comes into that role at HUD has as a beautiful name as Barbara Gallegos does. So thank you to everyone who helped make today possible. I want to next bring up our partner at the state, our state housing director, who has been investing in smart housing solutions throughout Arizona. Mike Traylor, please come up and join us.
Well, good morning, everybody. I first want to congratulate the City of Phoenix and Mayor Stanton and Councilwoman Gallegos. Your commitment to providing decent, safe, affordable housing is improving lives and creating opportunity. A few facts about this wonderful housing community. Phase 1 of Aeroterra was placed in service in 2012 with 60 units. 48 of those units were set aside for seniors that were 62 and older and persons with disabilities. We've learned a lot about co-locating different groups of people. 100% occupancy was achieved in less than 45 days. It tells you something about the need for these housing opportunities. And to further emphasize that, the City of Phoenix maintains a wait list of more than 48,000 names for its public housing properties. Aeroterra Phase 2 and 3 adds 123 low-income units and 7 market rate units. There's 62 units set aside for households with children and 33 units set aside for the homeless, as Mayor Stanton told us. The rents at Aeroterra are very affordable. 48 units at 30% of area median income, 9 units at 40% of area median income, 60 units at 50%, and 6 units at 60% area median income. 51 of the units contain 3 or more bedrooms. That's unusual in the projects that we fund. Most of the projects we fund are studios 1s and 2s. So great project to serve the families of our community. 100 units are designated public housing or Section 8 project-based voucher units for our extremely low-income citizens. Aeroterra is what we call location efficient. There's ready access to public services, including public transportation, public safety for police and fire, a medical facility, health clinics, numerous educational institutions, grocers offering fresh meats and produce, daycare centers, community centers, parks, and playgrounds. The transit-oriented site is surrounded by 3 bus routes with numerous bus stops, and it's 1/2 mile from Interstate 10, State Route 202 Beltway, and the State Route 51. The site also is 1/2 mile from the Valley Metro Light Rail and has 4 light rail transit stations within 1 mile. Aeroterra is service enriched. Intensive supportive services will be available through the City of Phoenix Human Services Department, housing initiatives, and the Hope 6 Community Support Services Team. Services include employment and job training, education, entrepreneurship, quality of life, health for both physical and mental health, youth, homeownership, and childhood education. Caseworkers will be available to address the needs of residents, including connection to veteran-specific services. I want to recognize Jeannie Ronaldo. Jeannie runs our housing department in the Department of Housing and does a great job underwriting these projects and making sure that they comply with all the federal standards that we have to maintain. So once again, I want to congratulate the City of Phoenix, National Equity Fund, and the many partners it takes to create location-efficient, service-enriched, affordable housing. Thank you very much.
The HUD Hope 6 program is a public housing revitalization program that allows the city to expand affordable housing opportunities, implement a strong community and supportive services program, and build sustainable communities with high-quality, well-designed, mixed-income housing. We are so grateful to our local HUD office for their support and guidance through 3 Hope 6 grants and all of our ongoing HUD-funded programs. I'm pleased and honored to welcome Barbara Gallegos, Public Housing Director for our local HUD office.
Thank you so much, Cindy, for the invitation to say a few words today. As the mayor mentioned, this is kind of like my swan song because I'm retiring, so I can't think of a better way to leave HUD. The city has been such a wonderful partner to HUD over the past many years in bringing affordable housing to Phoenix. I can't tell you how excited we get whenever a community is able to bring all the pieces together to provide housing for the families who are neediest in our community. And not only in bringing the housing, but also developing areas that have been blighted or have not had the attention that they need brought to them. And that's what the Hope 6 grant has done on several of the City of Phoenix properties. Developments like Aeroterra provide safe, sustainable, energy efficient, affordable places to live. Kind of has it all. It has a forward-looking community, quality, affordable housing. A little louder. Do I have to start over?
No, you got it.
Okay, and it's near transportation routes, there's grocery stores, there's schools, there's jobs to help residents with limited opportunities. And I mentioned that there's a number of jobs that were created during the construction of the project as well. So it kind of is, all the good things that you can do with development. Revitalizing our communities, blighted areas won't happen overnight or happen with the work of only one agency. And like this one, it's important to partner with communities like Phoenix, like the state, like other developers who are interested in investing in our communities, so that other developments like this one can also be achieved. Every time I attend one of these events, I look at the storyboards and I look at the units, and we look not only, or on a personal level, I look not only at how well the grant was managed or how well the monies were spent, but I also look at would I want to live here? You bet. Now this one. Thank you very much.
The National Equity Fund is a tax credit syndicator and a nonprofit affiliate of LISC. NEF has partnered with us on multiple redevelopment projects, including all phases of Aeroterra. NEF's goal is to create affordable housing options, revitalize communities, and strengthen local economies. I'm very pleased to welcome Todd Fabian, Vice President of NEF.
Well, good morning, everybody. And it is our honor to actually be the investor or syndicator in this project. What you've heard is all the great things that these projects deliver. They're very complicated to put together. So I do want to make sure that I congratulate the City of Phoenix Housing Department. These are not easy to put together. We call them lasagnas back in Chicago, where we're headquartered, because they have so many layers of financing and attorneys. You can imagine how many attorneys it takes to put these things together. But the city was dead set on getting all three of these projects up and running. But we couldn't do it without great partners. So we stand up here today, but the National Equity Fund has a great partner in an entity called JP Chase. So JP Chase is our investor for all three of these projects, and it represents a $33 million investment from them into this community. So I do want to make sure that I thank JP Chase, and Margie, my friend and colleague, will speak a little bit on their behalf, but we couldn't do it without collaboration. And I also do want to say thanks to our boots on the ground. Pat McNamara is in the audience right there from LISC. Thanks to your help, Pat. But again, thank you, and it's our honor to be the investor in this project.
Our private sector partner, Chase Bank, was a key component of our financing, providing construction loans for Aeroterra and allowing us to proceed on schedule and on budget. Those of you in the business know that we cannot redevelop on this scale without the support of community-minded financial institutions like JP Chase. I'm pleased to introduce Margie Francia, Vice President of Community Development Banking for Chase.
So good morning, everybody. Truly an honor to be here on behalf of Chase Community Development Banking and to finally see the projects now completed. I've been involved as a banker on this transaction for Phase 2 and Phase 3 since the very beginning. So years later, being able to come here and see the projects completed is just obviously for me a personal gratification. I think to kind of echo Ms. Gallego's sentiments, when I was getting dropped off today, the taxi driver asked me specifically, what is this community? It looks beautiful. I want to live here. And so I think it's a testament to a job well done. And so I think that everybody who's in this field understands that really having clean, safe, affordable housing is just fundamental and kind of just stabilizing individuals and families. And so I think it's really inspiring to be in the presence of so many people who feel the same way. And so I would be remiss if I also didn't thank our partners, obviously the City of Phoenix, ADOH, HUD, NEF. We think at JP Chase it's our responsibility to be involved in the communities that we are involved in. And so, we stand true to that word. And so we've been investing in affordable housing financing. This year alone, we're going to be, providing about $1.3 billion in construction financing to build over 11,000 units. And so I think because of our size, our resources, we can really be truly a great partner having these communities come and be developed. We've been in Arizona for over 100 years. We plan to stay here. We feel truly honored to have been a partner in the development of these communities. I think, right now I think the times that we face right now with uncertainty and not knowing what's going to happen with the tax reform, I think now more than ever, it's really a time to be inspired and motivated And I really can't think of a better way to end the year than with a celebration of a beautiful project like Aeroterra that's now up and running. And it inspires me to keep doing what I do, and I hopefully everybody else around. And so thank you, and again, congratulations.
The whole purpose of providing quality, affordable housing is to improve our residents' lives. Aeroterra is designed as a community with an environment of support designed to assist our residents on the path to independence and self-sufficiency. Many of the community's features were chosen based on resident input. I am so pleased to welcome Aeroterra resident Brenda Brown to tell us about what Aeroterra has meant for her.
Thank you, everyone, for being out here and supporting our beautiful home. It's my beautiful home. When I learned about this, bear with me. I had a stroke, so it's going to take me a little bit to, it don't rush to my head real quick, but I'll get it out. I was in this home, staying at these apartments, and I couldn't afford the rent. My rent was more than what I was getting on my disability. And when I found out about this place, I was out there 5:30 in the evening to 9 o'clock in the morning, waiting in that line. I was second in the line. And for me, it was a blessing because it gave me stability. It gave me hope for me and my daughter that God placed us somewhere we can afford. Now I don't have to take all my disability. I can live and breathe. Because when you have a limited disability and your rent is more than what you get, it's a struggle. Sometimes you end up, I thought me and my daughter would have to go to a shelter. But God opened the door for this beautiful place of ours, and I'm so blessed. And when I say this is a beautiful home in a community and the people that works here, when you don't understand something, they'll help you to understand, and they have patience. But I just want to say, thank the ones who build this and open it up for us less fortunate. I thank God for you all, and thank God for my beautiful home. Thank you.
So as you can see by the empty space between the two family housing phases, we are not done. Coming next summer is a new 11,000 square foot community center, and following that, phase 4 with more mixed income family housing. There were many significant partners in this project who will not speak today, but I want to recognize them. Built Form Architecture for designing this beautiful family-friendly community. Lore Construction for building this beautiful community. Schick Design Group for our interior design. APS and their multifamily energy efficiency program. Dunlap and McGee, our property manager for all of Aeroterra, who set up today. They were here early today setting this up. It looks wonderful. Phoenix Revitalization Corporation for helping our residents start up their community garden and providing the assistance of a master gardener. The Aeroterra Resident Garden Club for planting and maintaining our gardens. And last but not least, I'd like to thank our city staff for their years of dedicated work to create this incredible family community. Angela Duncan, Yolanda Martinez, Keon Montgomery, Brad Puffer, Fred McClellan, Zona Pacheco, Francisco Blanco, Nellie Maciel, and Clara Felix from the Housing Department. Randy Montello and Raimundo Garcia from the Street Transportation Department, Lorraine Montero from the Parks Department Archaeology Section, all the plan review and inspection staff from Planning and Development for helping us build safely and get our C of O on time, and finally, our Finance Director, Denise Olson, for guiding us through all of these complex financial deals. Thank you all. We will have a ribbon cutting immediately following this ceremony, and we invite you to stay and tour some of our apartment units. We have 2 units here in phase 2, over here behind you, and then over here to your left. They are occupied occupied units, and the residents volunteer their units for tours today, so please take advantage of that. We also have a 4-bedroom unit behind you across the parking lot and to the left that is designated for chronically homeless families, so please take a look at that one as well. That concludes our ceremony, and thank you so much for joining us today.
3, 2, 1.